Now what happens when you exit BT mode at 920% force gauge bonus and the boss does all this turn warping. But sadly for the boss, you have all of this in play. Welcome guys to sort of like a fun run that I did on Jessie Lost Chapters. Because there's 3 enemies, the combo of Laguna and Sice works really well, especially since Laguna got his rework. I'm also sort of abusing the turn warping here by throwing Quina's hit trap into the mix. If the boss really wants to get many turns in a row, then let them have it. I did this run twice. The first time I actually had Ignis with a 505 ultimate weapon, but he did a little bit too much damage for my liking, so I decided to redo the run with Ignis with no ultimate weapon, just to see how far I could push with the traps, and it still worked well enough. There is one big requirement though out of all this. You need a friend Quina with a U2 crystal passive. I know this run doesn't really fulfill any of the bonus missions for this stage, but trust me when I say when I exit Ignis BT mode, you're in for a lot of fireworks. In this run, I'm also using the Ifrit summon, mainly for the buff. When you pop Ifrit summon, everyone in your active party gets a 2-turn buff that temporarily gives them an increase in their HP damage caps. 2 turns seems pretty short, but Quina and Sice actually never gets another turn, so it might as well be 1 turn for all it's worth. Essentially all the traps going off also benefits from the increased caps and deal a little bit more damage that way. I'm also using Ifrit summon to win the force gauge race. It is possible to actually win the force gauge race even without summon mode, but it is actually pretty tight. I've done it, but then I realized there's actually no other time that I'll be popping summon. I was initially thinking of saving summon mode for the end of the fight, but turns out that this combination works well enough that you don't need a summon mode, so you might as well pop it early on, get the buff, and have a much more lenient time winning the force gauge race. To get to a full summon meter, this is where the double Rain's Call on Laguna comes in. This charges the summon meter almost all the way, and then when Sice gets her turn, she'll be able to finish charging the summon meter. I did make one mistake here that almost cost me the run. If you use Quina's LD on one of the other bosses that could be launched, you could end up with a full summon meter here, and then you can pop summon immediately on Sice's first turn. I forgot, did not do that, so I had to have Sice use one attack in order to fully charge the summon meter. Here you actually want to burn as many turns as possible in the summon mode because you really just want Ignis to enter force time at the end of summon mode and then immediately go into BT mode. That's it. This is the reason why you see me use all the Warrior of Light Call abilities as well as have Ignis use his additional ability as well. I would prefer not using Ignis' additional ability, which is why it was actually important to pop summon 1 turn earlier. Because using Ignis' AA brought the bosses very close to 89% health, but luckily I still managed to make it in time. The Warrior of Light Call on Sice is there to absorb some of their attacks, they do have an HP attack that is guaranteed hit, so with the Warrior of Light Core providing shields, you are completely safe until the end of the fight. Don't forget to use the Lunafreya core. This allows you to then go into Force Time and BT mode consecutively with Ignis, where you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So right here you can see I was very close to 89%. I entered BT mode and the bosses were at 90%. The reason why I popped BT mode with Ignis here is to bring the boss as close as possible to 49% while increasing the force gauge bonus dramatically. This is why you see me not using really many attacks with Ignis. Instead, I'm spamming his abilities that gives you 135% force gauge bonus. These are his dish abilities from his Brave and HP attacks, his S1 and his S2. Because I'm prioritizing more on the HP bonus than actual damage, this way when I exit BT mode, all of the off-turn attacks benefits from the higher force gauge bonus. It was really a shame though that I had to use Ignis AE. Using the additional ability might not sound like much, but it actually led to a few things happening. First off, using the additional ability very early on led to one total clarity attack from Ignis, which leads to Sice's Maelstrom triggering, which also leads to Laguna's Desperado triggering as well. So that AA use probably led to like maybe 2%, 1 or 2% HP damage loss, which actually I would prefer the boss to have. That way you can see a little bit more fireworks once Ignis exits BT mode. Anyway, this still worked out in the end, just a little bit less than optimal than I hoped. Okay, so we are approaching the teaser that I showed at the start of the video. Let's see how much damage all the fireworks do. Boss goes, hey, I want to have some turns as well. Okay. It's actually a shame boss B recovered Brave here and got broken, so the fireworks ended a little bit prematurely. But hey, I guess that's close enough. That's like 2 to 3 minutes of non-stop fireworks. So that's it for this run. As always, if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment and subscribe. Till then, I'll catch you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!